Good evening, this is Hound Dog Steve coming to you on the 25th of January. And a warm welcome to all of you returning, and to new subscribers, welcome to my channel. Well, this evening we are going to be talking again about this European army that President Macron and Chancellor Merkel are putting together, and there is more evidence that this goes deeper than you might think. There is a story also of the secret police now spying on the largest opposition party in Germany. And an interesting sort of crossover story here is with YouTube. And YouTube is actively working now to stop promoting what they call conspiracy videos. But you will see that they're very, very vague on what a conspiracy video is. And of course I do have some backup showing that a lot of conspiracies have actually been true. Okay, well, let's go and see these clips because there's quite a few of them, and I'll come back and we'll do a wrap up. Okay, here we go. This is from the Gladstone Institute. France and Germany, we are committed to the emergence of a European army. Populism and nationalism are increasing in all our countries for the first time. A country, Great Britain, is leaving the European Union. Worldwide multilateralism is under pressure. German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Converging this much with Germany is an abandonment of sovereignty, a betrayal. If we had not alerted the public, this text would have been signed on the sly. The text provides in particular for the need to legislate in the event of obstacles to the Franco-German cooperation. I do not want more convergence with Berlin, be it in social or security matters or in closer consultation in the UN Security Council. Marine Le Pen. Emanuel Macron is calling for a grand debate to involve citizens in the public life of our country. At the same time, however, the President of the Republic negotiated a treaty on the sly, even though it concerns conditions essential to the exercise of our national sovereignty. Neither the French people, nor the Parliament, nor the Constitutional Council were consulted. For many reasons, this treaty undermines our national sovereignty. Nicolas Dupont-Aigard, leader of the Stand Up France party. And here they are. This is your European army. German Chancellor Angela Merkel recently said that a new pact between Germany and France aims to build a Franco-German common military culture and contribute to the creation of a European army. Pictured soldiers of the Franco-German Brigade, a military unit founded in 1989, jointly consisting of units from the French army and the German army. And here is a very telling little point right here of how they intend to use this pact. We are committed to developing a common military culture, a common defence industry, and a common line on arms exports. We want to make a contribution to the emergence of a European army. Arms exports, so they're going to export around the world to continue the misery caused already by arms exports by other leading Western countries. Macron, also speaking in Aachen, added, at a time when Europe is threatened by nationalism, which is growing from within, Germany and France must assume their responsibility and show the way forward. He said that the agreement is an important moment for showing that the bilateral relationship was a bedrock which can relaunch itself in the service of reinforcing the European project. Macron defended the European Union as a shield against the tumults of the world. Okay, so populism, nationalism. What does populism actually mean? A person, especially a politician, who strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. Okay, so they're making it sound like it is the big, nasty, scary thing. But a populist movement is of the people, from the people, and politicians who support the people. And the elites have not been supporting the people. And so here we go from Voice of Europe. Merkel's secret police announces plans to spy on political party Alternative for Deutschland. The newly installed head of the German secret police has announced plans to put the largest opposition party in Germany under surveillance. The new head of the Verfassungsschutz, Thomas Hardenwang, wants to put the Alternative for Germany under secret police surveillance for alleged anti-democratic tendencies, Focus magazine reported today. Chancellor Angela Merkel had forced out Secret Police Chief Hans-Jörg Maaßen, a vocal opponent of the secret police observation of AfD in November. Maaßen had challenged Merkel for claiming that there had been Nazi manhunts in Chemnitz at the end of August, a claim for which no real evidence had ever been presented, but was widely echoed by all mainstream media. If the German secret police officially label the AfD as extremists, it will prevent lawyers, teachers and government employees from joining the Conservative Party. This is a pure propaganda campaign to smear us, said the AfD foreign policy spokesman Peter Bystrom. The Verfassungsschutz has been keeping tabs on us for months and published a 1,000-page report which found no evidence whatsoever of any sort of illegal activity. With the European and state elections coming, which promise to be a landslide for the AfD, the ruling parties need some way to attack us. This is the same secret police that has allowed Islamic terrorists to roam freely, such as Anis Amri, who perpetrated the 2016 Christmas market massacre. They are subject to political control by the ruling parties, who now are not hesitating to use them as a political weapon to club their opponents with. So almost immediately this has turned very, very dark. And here we have YouTube in The Guardian. YouTube vows to recommend fewer conspiracy theory videos. YouTube will recommend fewer videos that could misinform users in harmful ways, the company announced on Friday, in a shift for a platform that has faced criticism for amplifying conspiracy theories and extremism. You see, these buzzwords that they use, these are to scare you. These are to make you think that all people talking about this stuff are baddies. The change concerns YouTube's recommendations feature, which automatically creates a playlist of videos for users to watch next. The recommendations are the result of a complex and opaque, there we are, love that word, opaque algorithms designed to capture a user's interests, but they have become a locus of criticism when YouTube directs people to potentially harmful and false content that they would not otherwise have sought out. Now this is the interesting bit. The company did not provide a clear definition of what it considers to be harmful misinformation, but it said that some examples were videos promoting a phony miracle cure for a serious illness, claiming the earth is flat, or making blatantly false claims about historic events like 9/11. The changes will also affect borderline content or videos that come close to violating the company's rules for content without technically crossing the line. A YouTube spokesperson did not provide additional details on what it would consider borderline content and said the company did not have statistics on the extent to which users discover videos through the recommendation feature. The shift would apply to less than 1% of videos, the company said. Oh, Reader's Digest, 12 crazy conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true. They say that the truth is stranger than fiction. That's no lie. All of these so-called conspiracy theories turned out to be legit. The Dead Baby Project. Laughing at crazy conspiracy theories is good fun until they turn out to be true. Take the conspiracy surrounding the Project Sunshine, for example. In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the US government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. Conspiracy, the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. The truth, the government was stealing parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children, and then take samples and even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of more than 1,500 grieving families. Bad booze, this was during Prohibition, the government poisoned alcohol, well they did. The First Lady who ran the country. A stroke rendered President Woodrow Wilson incapable of governing and his wife surreptitiously stepped in. True. Government mind control. The CIA was testing LSD and other hallucinogenic drugs on Americans in a top-secret experiment on behavior modification, known as MK Ultra. The Dalai Lama's impressive salary. The Dalai Lama is a CIA agent. And declassified intelligence documents, he earned $180,000 in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan resistance. John Lennon was under government surveillance. The crazy conspiracy theories regarding celebs are always interesting, and this one is most certainly true. The government is spying on you. In 2016, government agencies sent 49,000 requests for user data to Facebook. 27,000 to Google and 9,000 to Apple, according to Electronic Frontier Foundation. Big Tobacco knew that cigarettes cause cancer. At the beginning of the 1950s, research was showing indisputable statistical link between smoking and lung cancer. Fake battle, real war. Conspiracy. The Gulf of Tonkin incident on August 2nd, 1964 was faked to provoke American support for the Vietnam War. The truth. By the time news reached American ears, the facts surrounding the North Vietnamese attack on the American naval ship Maddox was already fuzzy. Declassified intelligence documents have since revealed that the Maddox had provided support for South Vietnamese attacks on a nearby island, and that the North Vietnamese were responding in kind. Canada tried to develop gaydar. The truth, it really happened. In the 60s, the government hired a university professor to develop a way to detect homosexuality in federal employees. He came up with a machine that measured pupil dilation in response to same-sex erotic imagery. The Canadian government used it to exclude or fire more than 400 men from civil service, the military and the Mounties. Now, I think you will agree that the amount of cooperation that seems to be taking place between some of these social media platforms and governments around the world to isolate what they decide are conspiracy theories and what are not, and what is borderline content. You know, stuff that hasn't actually broken the rules but is so close to breaking the rules that they're going to take it down. Well, what does that actually mean? You know, these social media platforms, and the same thing is going on Twitter. And of course we saw recently with the Covington High School issue down in the States there, where these young students had death threats coming at them on Twitter and all kinds of other social media platforms. These are children. They weren't taken down. These tweets were not taken down. Because, why? Because these students were considered to be right-wing. It's a very one-sided affair. With these social media platforms, they are deciding amongst themselves what they think is good speech and what is bad speech, what is face crime. You know, this is so Orwellian, it's unbelievable. And even these videos could be taken down for presenting an alternative point of view. Now, I'm not promoting the alternative point of view or the current point of view. I'm merely presenting what I've seen in the media already printed and representing it to you, and hoping that my collection of ideas and thoughts on this will show some light. But could that be considered as untoward or borderline? And they won't tell you. YouTube and Twitter will not tell you what you have done. They just put a strike against you, and that is that, and all about it. So there are some very disturbing things going on right now. There's some disturbing connections being made and some very authoritarian moves being made by what is essentially, a left-wing government. You know, and left-wing is supposed to be tolerant, understanding, open, but here we see the dark side of the left-wing movement. So I don't know how this looks to you, but it's looking very predatory to me. And I'm seeing what I would call an awful lot of moderates being wrapped up in this alt-right hate movement, which is not differentiating between alternate points of view and hard right ideology. Anyway, tell me what you think. Please like, subscribe and comment below. And in the meantime, this is Hound Dog Steve signing off, and we will talk to you very, very soon. You take care now. See ya.